Yeah, boxing aficionados, what's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. I guess we were all invited for, or rather to, Shakur Stevenson's coming out party. And what a party it was. You know, honestly, the sad part is that JAMEL Herring had to play the role of the piñata at this party. But shout out to JAMEL Herring. His heart got him in trouble, man. And I'm going to explain to you what I'm trying to say. You know, Shakur Stevens got a lot of criticism as a boring fighter. Some people thought he didn't have power. And some people thought that he didn't sit down on his punches, that he was unwilling to engage. I didn't see that. What I saw in Shakur Stevens was an elite level fighter who was blessed with this blinding hand speed and enough power to really hurt people. But coupled with that speed and those reflexes, he is very capable of delivering a punch that his opponent can't see coming. He's that fast with his hands. And so when his opponents get hit by something that quick, that hard, that easily, they become hesitant to engage Shakur Stevenson. I don't think that guy's ever been really pressured, right? Maybe Pitufo Diaz tried it, you know, but that was quite a while ago. Shakur was a lot younger then. He was about 2 years ago or something like that. And bottom line is Shakur Stevens doesn't have to get hit if he doesn't want to. In comes JAMEL Herring. JAMEL Herring, who is very mindful of what people think of him, felt the need to engage a little bit more Shakur Stevens and got hit. And got hit a lot. But he stayed there to get hit. He was on the back foot, but he wasn't exactly running away. And that made for the stoppage that, you know, that made for the resulting of the stoppage that we witnessed. And so, you know, it was a great fight. It was a great performance. But nothing surprising to me. I actually thought that Shakur Stevens would stop Herring, and it was because it's the perfect, you know, the perfect ingredients for the perfect storm. It was going to end up in a stoppage. Herring did not have the reflexes to deal with Stevens. Doesn't have, you know, the ability to really land anything on Stevens. And then again, also had the bravura to stay in there in the fight. So he was going to get hurt. And they stopped the fight. Now, what I'm hearing from these so-called boxing fans is, you know, oh, who's he going to fight now? He's going to go through a drought. All this negativity. Everybody's got to calm down. The Valdez fight probably won't happen next. It won't be Shakur Stevenson's fault. But Valdez, if he chooses to fight Navarrete next, that's a bigger fight. That's a bigger fight than Shakur Stevens versus Valdez. First of all, why Valdez would choose Navarrete, he would have the advantage of having, or the seeming advantage of having Navarrete move up to him at 130. So he would be quote unquote the bigger fighter. But it also would satisfy the lust of bloodthirsty Mexican fans who would flock to see that fight. That's a big fight. It's a big fight. Navarrete Valdez is just as big a fight as Valdez Shakur Stevens, if not bigger. The Mexican fans run boxing, and that's a fight that not only would be big, but also would set up the winner to fight Stevens at the end of the year, therefore making Stevens versus the winner of Navarrete versus Valdez a bigger fight than it would be otherwise. In the meantime, Shakur Stevens, who can he fight next? What would be his next opponent? He's got a belt. He can fight Conceição. They can try to move him towards Shafikov. Or no, was it Shafikov? I don't know. Whoever is over at the IBF. I know the IBF belt is vacant at this point. But there's plenty of talent down there at 130. He could even fight Robinson Conceição. Why not? It could turn out to be a boring fight, though. But perhaps Conceição would find himself pressured to come forward on Stevens, and that could make for a very tactical, technical fight. In the meantime, Valdez and Navarrete get it on. There's also the small possibility, but possibility nevertheless, that Lomachenko could come down to 130. Now, Lomachenko Stevenson would be bigger than Valdez Stevenson. Lomachenko coming down to 130 and facing Stevenson would be huge. And Lomachenko is the type of fighter, type of guy that would do that. Lomachenko, I think Lomachenko's perfect weight is 130. Doesn't go too low with 126, and doesn't stay up there at 135 with those big guys. So Lomachenko coming down to 130 would be right in his sweet spot. And he loves to take on big fights. He saw what Shakur Stevenson did to JAMEL Herring, and all the accolades Shakur Stevenson is getting right now. And I bet you somewhere Lomachenko saying to himself, that's a big fight. I like to go knock that kid's block off and put him in his place. So that would be huge. That would be huge. The winner of that could then take on the winner of Valdez and Navarrete, and what you have is a really, really extravaganza, something that would qualify as an extravaganza at the end of the year. Now, let me just touch upon the Navarrete Valdez fight. Navarrete Valdez, I picked Navarrete to win that. Because what I see down the road, if I had my druthers, would be Navarrete versus Shakur Stevenson. I would love to see that fight. I think Navarrete would bring something out of Stevenson and bring something to Stevenson that Stevenson has never seen before. And as Navarrete would probably never seen anything like Stevenson either. So Navarrete is a very unique fighter. Stevenson has world-class speed, world-class reflexes. And Navarrete is the king of awkwardness and power. Navarrete could carry his power up to 130. I think he's the perfect opponent to bring the absolute best out of Stevenson. If there's another level to Stevenson, Navarrete would be the one to bring it out because of his awkwardness. So one of the things that Stevenson has going for him is that he's a classically trained boxer, Olympic, pedigree, deep amateur background. So he's seen all these styles, all these conventional fighting styles. And his reflexes and speed help him to look that much faster against fighters that he knows he can already know how they work, how they're gonna fight. He knows a conventional fight. He's seen the styles before. But when he's in the ring with somebody who's awkward, and this is out of his mouth, it's a whole other ball game. And Navarrete is nobody more awkward than Navarrete. So I would love to see that fight. Navarrete's chin, power, style, awkward style, otherworldly original style against Shakur Stevenson's classic Olympic pedigree and otherworldly athleticism and elite level boxing skills. Mexican against, dare I say, Puerto Rican. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, baby. I'm out. Next Level Boxing Talk. Peace.